Okay, bear with me while we do this. Let me go to my page. And let me edit this video. Playlist, add the playlist. And start. Good evening, people. We will be starting in a few minutes. Just bear with me while I get some things ready, and we'll begin to do this. Give me 1 second. So I just getting a few more things ready. I'm gonna welcome everybody to my stream. Just bear with me. Just want to make sure the sound and everything's right as we do this. But I hope everybody's having a good day today as we begin to do this. Just let you know I'm about to start. Letting you know. Let me do this and then get to it. And as we do this, as we do that, I'm gonna hit the live button. Well, I'm already live. Just wanted to see if I could get a few more people in here as we explore the Titanic Wreck Site. Looks like I really had to get up enough nerve to do this video. So, without further ado, here we go. Now, just FYI, I had to get up enough nerve to do this video, but we are coming up on it right now, which is the Titanic bow section. The Titanic was captained by Captain Edward Smith, who not only, okay, hold on, technical difficulties, who not only cap captained the Titanic, but he also captained the Olympic. Also, hold on, I'm having technical difficulties. Let me switch something. Hold on, no. Technical difficulties. Give me a second. Settings. Um, some of y'all might have to auto set the settings to 1080p and everything. Yeah, captained by Edward Smith, who was not only the captain of the Titanic, but the captain of the Olympic also. So we're going to move in close. Now, if you was to, this is what the Titanic Wreck Site looks like today. Like, you will see what the explorers see now. The reason it looks like this now, when the Titanic's name will actually be on this side. Let's go to the other side. And I'm going to explain to you the reasons why we can't see it. So we're going to go to the other side. Now, the Titanic's name, it would be it would be around this area where I'm pointing at. But the reason you can't see it because when the Titanic sunk, it hit the ground going about 30 to 40 knots as it hit the ground, and when it hits the ocean floor, it went like a foot. I say about two buildings into the ocean floor, which is why you can't see the name. The name will be somewhere around this like anchor up top, and basically when it sank, the ocean floor broke Titanic's back. So that's probably why you can't see it now. So we're gonna go. These railings just last year in real life was up here, but they seem to have fell. See the too many energy drinks. The ship is deteriorating by these things all over the ship. It's called rusticles, which is eating part of the ship. So over time, maybe in about 10, 20 years, there will almost probably be nothing left of this Titanic. So we're going to go up and over, and it gives you the greatest hits. Boom, 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 boom. This really looks like a ghost ship, and this is really a tragedy that this has happened to. And April 14th, 1912. And and this is really astonishing to see the even be flying over it, to know that this is what it really looks like underwater as we speak right now. And I'm gonna point out something to you right now when we get up there. The ROV is slow. Wow. Wow. Okay, so this little area right here, this little thing that's hanging down, is where the lookout men were actually posted. And you can see it fell over probably when it hit the iceberg. But the only reason it looks like this right now is because it fell over. This is right here. This is the hatch where they were like climb up and watch for the iceberg. These two men, um, are the ones that spotted the iceberg. Now the binoculars was like forgotten or locked up downstairs. I don't know the full situation of the binoculars or why they didn't have them. Cause that would be a major safety feature to have in my book that they wasn't there. But yes, this is where the two men that spotted the iceberg were sitting. Well, they would climb up through here. They probably were sitting a little higher. Cause like I said, let's try to go up and over and see what we can spot. Let's see if we could go. Yeah, this thing is a wreck. Uh, and it fell over on top of where the bridge used to be, which is like right here. Now, speaking of the, hold on, ears itching in these earphones. Now, speaking of the bridge, we're going to go up. We're going to go up and over direct to where now all the way over. I want to say to the left of the ship. I could be wrong, and I'm pretty sure in the comments people will spot me if I'm wrong. But probably years ago, you used to be able to see inside the captain's quarters, and but as you can see, Let's go around and see if we can fly around to where the captain's quarters used to be. And I think it's actually through one of these windows. That Titanic was huge. You know what I'm? That Titanic was huge. Oh yes, you can see it. You can see it like right there. I'm trying to get close, but you see, this used to be the captain's quarters, where you can see the bathtub that he bathed in. You can see his best. I don't want to break the Titanic. You break it, you buy it. But I want to. You can't really get in there and see it. But yeah, that's where it was. You can see the bathtub a little bit. You can see his bed that was in there too. Yeah, that's where Captain Everett Smith actually slept. Now, the highlight of this, and let's go up and over. We're gonna go up and over the top. We're getting close to some historical events. As we get up and over this area that I'm flying over was actually covered. This is actually where the bridge used to be, but as you can see, the top is gone, and this is the last place where Captain Edward Smith was seen. And what happened to him in the movie is probably what happened to him in real life. I mean, we can only assume that when the bow section was sinking, when the water came up and over the bridge, that's probably noticeably what happened to him. That's probably most likely what happened to him. Now, look at the destruction when it hit the ocean floor. I mean, I'm gonna go down and try to get that spot, but the last of the bridge is this little thing right here. Now, this little thing was important because back when it was operational, um, they would call down orders to the bottom of the ship by, pulling it and then pulling it again, and that's how they communicated to the engineers downstairs to know how fast to go and how to slow down and how to speed up and everything, and that's basically how they control the ship, how they communicate it. And what's interesting now, I don't know if it's this. Hold on, let me get up on it so I can give you the history. Get up on it. I can give you the history. Now, you see these boat davits. These boat davits right here are called boat davits. These are what they use to launch the lifeboats into the water. You see, they're all on the ground, and there's only two that should be standing. Now, I don't think it's this one. Hold on, let me go to the right. Yeah, it's this one on the right, on the left. We're gonna go to this one right here. Go to it. Go to it. Um, a little fun fact though, right? Before I discuss this boat, David. Um, right here, what in this little spot in the movie, right here, but this little plus thing is pointing right here in this movie spot is where the guy in the movie was like, "I have a child here. I have a child," and he picked up the child when all this was busy. And when he picked up the child, he ran all the way over here to this child to get on this lifeboat where the David was launching one of the last lifeboats to get on the ship just to get that child to safety. Now I bet you, how many of you would have done that? How many of y'all probably would have picked up that child, not know, not know what's, and I have a child here. If y'all say y'all wouldn't have done that, some of y'all lie y'all asses off, because I would have done it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I would have got mad. I would have done it. I would have picked up that. I have a child. I have a child here. Yes, I would have done it. But at the end of the day, at least he saved the child. Now, in the movie, when I first saw the movie, I'm like, oh my goodness, he is dead wrong for that. He just picked up the child. But if he didn't save the child, look at all this destruction that would have happened to that child. Yes. So yes, he saved the child. But and now that I'm seeing that happen, when he saved the child, it was on this side, which means that that's not the David that's important. The intact David that is important is over here to the left. It's not so scary anymore now that I'm doing it. I thought I couldn't get through this video because, you know, if you say you never had a nightmare about the Titanic or sinking on it or being on it, you probably lying. But this is an important section right here because this section right here that I'm hovering over, I'm going to land, not on it, but it's where everything basically happened. This is where the last band was playing, the band was playing in the end and all that, and this is where all the commotion happened when everybody was trying to get on that last lifeboat that was left. It's still pointed to this day in the position that it was in on that night of 1912, launching the last lifeboat. That's why I got to give a lot of credit to um, First Officer William Murdoch. He saved a lot of lives that day. He was also the one. See what he tried to do with the Titanic, right when I was about to say cameraman. This 1912, right when the crow's nest people saw the iceberg. I believe that if they would have seen it sooner, if they would have seen it exactly 1 minute sooner, that port round trick that William Murdoch tried would have probably worked. Most likely it probably would have, but they didn't see it in time, and they tried to port round it. Everything he did was right, but they just didn't see it in time because they said it in the movie. It was the largest ship in the history of mankind. The ship was too big with too small a rudder, and it didn't corner worth a damn. It cornered like a school bus. So it's like there wasn't much you can do, like you know, and just really wasn't much you can do. I mean, they did what they could, and as we explore, I'm not going to go back to the front, but as we explore a little bit more, um, now people want to see what's left of the grand staircase. Right here, I am going to show you. Probably won't be able to get into it, but this is now. Oh no, that's a funnel. Hold up. Where is the grand? Where would it have been? The would it have been further down? I think yeah. No, that's a porthole. When the ship is erected like this, it's really kind of hard to see where the grand staircase would have stood. But I think it's actually right to the bottom of me where the grand staircase would have been. Uh, or as we approach the back there, this ship is thrashed. Yes, right here. See this hole right here? This is where the grand staircase, what's left of it. Now I'm going to try to land and get, like, not inside, but hold on, let me turn this way and go down. Try to get into where the grand staircase really was. Now we getting a little testy, getting a little scary. As we try to go in. But I'm gonna try to. Oh my goodness, look at this. But as you can see, oh wow. This is what's left of the grand staircase. It's basically unrecognizable. Unrecognizable. And the grand, like the dome on top broke when the ship broke in half. And you can see the chandelier right to it'll be to your right of the grand, what's left of it. And that chandelier is still standing to this day. And it's right there. The chandelier. And then you got some artifacts there. I think that's a broken chandelier there. That's still hanging. And it's still hanging, like it's been hanging for almost 100 years. And it's still right there. And that's some stuff. It's still right there. Hasn't broken. And I think that's a door right there, but let's go back up. Yeah, but that's what's left of the grand staircase. That grand, where you see Rose and Jack walking down the stairs. That's what's left of the grand staircase. I would say barely unrecognizable, but it's unrecognizable. And another thing, I had just thought about this. Okay, number one. Here's the thing. World War One happened in 1914. Now, I'm thinking this. The Titanic sunk April 14th of 1912. Now, even though there's a gap in between those years that World War One was in 1914, there was there were probably small snippets of war going on. I don't know about you, but I personally don't think that I would have took a cruise on the brink of World War One. And one more thing, Edward Smith also was a captain of the Olympic, and they say it crashed into a tugboat. Personally, I saw real life pictures of a hole that big. I think a torpedo hit it from a submarine or something. But here's what they did: they sailed the Olympic damaged back to Southampton to be repaired. They used some of Titanic's parts to repair it while still building the Titanic. And once they repaired the Olympic, they still they not while building the Titanic, they had to repair that section. Now, personally, I would have not got on the ship of a captain that crashed the previous ship, and then you want me to get on. Just not going to happen. I would have not done it. And another thing, if you don't have a lifeboat for everybody on board and only got enough to save about 1,500 people or half the people on the ship, I'm not doing it. Now, of course, as a passenger back in the day, I probably wouldn't have known this. The only information that I probably realistically would have had back then, everybody and their mother probably see when the Olympics sailed back to Southampton. Everybody and their mother knew that it crashed, and they knew Edward Smith was the captain of that ship. And you want me to get on a ship that he previously crashed? I mean, knowing that he crashed another one? I don't think so. This man's got a history. Every ship back in the day that had RMS on the front of it has either crashed or been in some kind of accident, and it's at the bottom of the ocean right now. Like the Britannic, a torpedo did hit that one. You know what I mean? And that was like only like 3 or 4 years after the Titanic sunk. Again, there's no way I'm getting on this damn Titanic. No way I'm getting on this boat. No, I'd have quit the train. I'd have quit the next one. There's no way. And you see how it was the largest moving ship in all of history back then. You see how large it is. Look at this. And this is just the bow section. You know, as we go along, we're going to go along the side of it and try to get to the back of the bow section. Only got 16 minutes of battery life on this ROV. We make a good time. Like, flying, imagine if you was in an airplane flying. It's huge. It's huge. And like I said, people gotta know what they're getting into. Okay, so as we get to like this damage back here, the o- the only reason it's like this right now because when the ship sunk, it broke in half. That's and it like let's see if we can land a little bit. It broke in half, and that's why it looks like this. Might actually get into some of the cargo. And another thing I want to point, some of these windows are still intact. How they didn't break, I don't know, but they are still intact. Some of them, and this is I want to say it collapsed all the way down to E deck. This used to be the boat deck. That's A deck, and it collapsed like if we go back here, you see these used to be decks. I'm gonna try to get all the way to the back of it. Ooh. We approach some of the debris field. You might see a little bit, depending on how. I mean, I can fly over it a little bit, and that. Oh yeah. By the way, you want to know what happened in the movie? You'll see that somebody loaded a car onto the Titanic. There it is, right there. That whole wreck site down there. That I'm looking at. That's what's left of it, mixed with a whole lot of other debris there that fell. That yeah. See, and as we go to the back of it, you see all these decks collapsed into one. All when the ship broke in half, all of them. And like I said, this is what it looks like today. And it's basically unrecognizable because as the years go by and as the rusticles eat the ship, you will see these stacks. You can't even get into any of them anymore. Like the very back of it, like right here, the very back of it. Let's go, like all these decks. Imagine the grandest ship that had all those decks, and they all collapsed. They all collapsed. You can't even get into it. And they collapsed all the way down to the boilers. These are the boilers that used to power the ship. Right here. The decks all collapsed down into the boilers. There's no way anybody could survive this. Well, I mean, shout out to the people who was down there trying to keep the lights on and keep the breakers on to give everybody time so they could see to get on the boats and survive. Shout out to them, because at the moment you knew you wasn't going to make it, and I guess if you already locked in and you're not going to make it, you might as well try to help those who are trying to make it and get it. So shout out. Yeah, a lot of see what's not known is the untold stories. The people who actually did the right thing, like William Murdoch, of course, and the firemen and the people that control the power, the people in the radio room, the electricity. They try to keep these things going. They try to keep the power on, so the lifeboats and the first officers could get everybody that they needed to save off and do what they needed to do to keep the lights on. But at some point, I mean, it was. I mean, even the band playing, trying to keep everybody nice, cool, and calm and collective. And shout out to them because they played all the way to the end. And they knew they wasn't going to make it, but they still played to try to keep everybody calm, even when all hell broke loose. I mean, you can see a little bit in there, like all the way down at EDAC, in there, but it's no way to get in there. But we're going to come back up and over the bow section, and we're going to go to the other side and explore the other side and see if those stores are intact too. But again, another shout out to those people because I don't think it was mentioned in any documentary about the people who tried to keep the power on and keep the breakers in and putting out fires and try to pump out the water. Like he said, and I think the captain mentioned that. What if we open the watertight doors? I mean, and the guy, I forgot his name, the designer of the ship. Um, I forgot his name, and I had it in my notes somewhere. I forgot it, but he told the captain, and these windows, the ship broke in half, and the windows all the way down to this last one are still intact. How is that even possible? I don't know. I don't know, but even on this side, it's huge. And you see all this wibbly wobbly, the steel bending down there and everything. When it broke in half and it hit the ocean floor, that was significant damage. A lot of it. Let's go up. Let's go up and see. That's the boat deck. You can see a little bit into B deck. Oh, I don't want to get tangled up down here. You can see a little bit in the B deck. And this is actually where you would get on the ship, actually, and those big ladders. This right here. This is where you would actually get on it. You would board the ship. And got a big hole in the ground there when they hit the ocean floor. I mean, pretty damaging. Pretty damaging. Yeah, but yeah, back to my shout out. Yeah, no documentary has that. Like them shouting out the firemen and the people that try to keep the lights on. But like I said, another point I wanted to point out when I get back to the front of the ship. I want to point out this hole right here too. This is actually, oh no, that's the wrong hole. But as we get to the as we get back to the bow, as we all at the bow, as we get back to the front of the bow, my bad. And I gotta give, it's one spot here that I'm gonna go to that I gotta give a testament to. Like, I mean, to this day, people do honor the ship and the lives that was saved, and previous divers has planted remembrance plaques down here. And we'll go into that spot right now. You can probably see me coming up on it. And even underwater, they are still intact. right here at the front of where the bridge used to be. Now I'm not going to read them because I don't want to dishonor anybody's, but yeah, here's where they are. Certain plaques that was here by previous divers and previous expeditions that was here, previous, right there. And the testaments, they're still there, even to this day, they're still there. So, yeah. And then as we get back to the front, again, if you missed it, like I said, this is where the two lookouts was when they spotted the ship. Now, this part right here, imagine looking like from the bridge where I'm at. I'm up here. Hold up. I'm gonna do it from William Murdoch's point of view, where he was. So we're gonna go back over here. I don't know why if my stream is skipping, it's skipping on my end, but if it's streaming or skipping on yours, I'm sorry. As we get back there, from William Murdoch's point of view, he would have saw from this angle the ship at an angle and the water coming over the bow like as in the movie. And imagine seeing that. All he had to know. I'm sorry to say that it was at that point where he realized that all hope is lost. He committed suicide right in the spot too, right where the staff it is. You might see him in the movie as he did one final salute, and one of the other officers like, "No, Will," and committed suicide, and that's how it happened. Yeah, true. Right here, right here in this spot. And then it looks small. And then the boat deck itself looks small. They said it was too cluttered, but imagine hundreds of people, more than 2,200, right here trying to get on that one last lifeboat. William Murdoch was probably stressed that day and probably had a lot to deal with. I mean, yeah, yeah, and as I'm gonna revisit the bow section, like the top of the bow section again, and discuss these railings. Now, just on the last expedition, I think it was in 2023. This whole railing, all these were still intact. These whole railings, they're still intact. But now, in this section, is the most like. If you look on the news and look up expeditions like 2024 expeditions and look up the 2025 one that they basically did when they did a Titanic scan, you will see just last year this whole rail was intact. But this year, when the Rusticles are eating the ship, when the Rusticles were eating the ship, sorry, my mic skills needs a lot of work. I'm sorry, just bear with me. This railing, I'm gonna fly over it. I'm gonna fly over it, then I'm gonna land, not land, but dive. But yeah, just a tall tale sign that the Titanic is deteriorating. Just last year, this rail was here, but when they looked at it again, now it's on the ground down here. Yes, but what I would like to do before I end this video, I just want to give like a moment of silence for the people that did for the lot that was lost. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so you got that out the way. But with 4 minutes battery power on this thing, I'm going to be forced to end this bow section. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will do another bow section, video because I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the bow, another bow section if you want it, the debris field, and then the stern. So yeah. This is going to conclude my Titanic bow section expedition. of this video. If you like the video, like, share, and subscribe, and I would do more Titanic videos if you like this. I gotta be honest. It is scary really doing this video. If you got a big screen TV like I do and you seeing this, if you see what I'm seeing, it's like, oh my God, you know. I, I put it off and I had to get enough nerve to do it, but I'm glad I did. So, like I said, if you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you.